Right then, welcome back. Today we're tackling a rather weighty topic, one many of us probably haven't given a second thought to, yet it's impacting us all. We forgot about surrender. Pretty bold, eh?
Oh, absolutely. If your faith used to feel alive, buzzing even, like when you were a little tot in church where God felt so close, you didn't need proof, but now it's all just loud on the outside and weirdly quiet within, then yes, this chat is for you.
Precisely. We're digging into how we slowly, almost imperceptibly, forgot who we were. One tiny, I'll get to it later, at a time we swapped that innocent, childlike trust for grown-up, frantic hustling. Purpose got traded for paychecks, and genuine connection, that got binned for sheer distraction.
And we're turning over every single rock, mind you. We're talking childhood roots, the insidious drift, the quiet takeover of ego and pride, all that emotional baggage we've shoved down, creating absolute static in our lives. Not forgetting the generational rubbish, that's a factor, but never an excuse. And crucially, why putting it off always makes things harder.
We'll have a bit of a laugh at the ridiculous ways life trips us up, get quite raw about the mess, but keep it firmly grounded in truth. No fluff, no nonsense. This is the sort of talk that hits you right in the gut, because let's be honest, we've all been there. So settle in, turn the volume up, and let's get after it.
Remember being a kid? It was simple. You just knew there was a God. No one needed to sell it to you with fancy arguments or debates. You weren't sitting around pondering existence. You felt it deep in your bones. A cracking sunset, a quiet moment, that little tug in your chest at night. It was just there. But even then, the delay game had begun.
Oh, the delay game. I'll get right later. When I'm bigger, when life comes down a bit, when I'm truly ready. Later sounded so terribly clever back then, didn't it? But it was a flat-out lie, wasn't it?
A total fib. Sin, confusion, all that distortion. It doesn't just fade away with time. No, it piles up. It grows roots like those incredibly stubborn weeds that laugh at your weed killer. The longer we waited, the further we drifted. We didn't lose God, we just stopped seeing him through all the noise we'd piled on. We didn't walk away, we simply kept hitting snooze on the whole thing.
Romans 13:11 lays it out bare. Knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. We all thought, surrender will be easier when I'm older, when I've got my act together. Mate, that's the biggest joke, isn't it?
Hilarious, really. The longer you put it off, the thicker your heart becomes. The guilt gets heavier. The voice inside grows quieter, until one day you wake up and realize you've forgotten the version of yourself that actually felt alive. Not just forgotten to pray or a particular verse, you've forgotten who you truly were.
And it didn't happen in one big dramatic movie style, did it? It was death by a million tiny cuts. Slow, sneaky, and you don't even notice until the deed is done.
Think back. You're 10, sitting in church. The music genuinely hits different, doesn't it? Your eyes might well up during that one hymn. Your hand goes up, and for those few minutes, everything feels electric. Like God is right there in the room with you. No proof needed. That little kid version of you just believed. Matthew 18:3 talks about becoming like children to even see the kingdom. That's precisely what it felt like. Pure, wide open, no walls.
Then the teen years hit. Life gets louder, doesn't it? School, mates, sports, whatever. You skip youth group because of homework or the big match is on. You feel that same tug at the end of a service and tell yourself, I'll properly commit later, when I'm out on my own, when I've got a car, when I'm an adult and can actually control my schedule.
Bang. Adulthood smacks you right in the face. Now you're grinding for paychecks that barely keep the lights on. You trade real purpose for whatever keeps the bills paid because, frankly, who has the time?
Conviction gets benched for convenience. A couple of missed prayers morph into months of priority. A few too busy for church weekends snowball into years of climbing, fixing, surviving, raising kids, dealing with drama, or just endlessly scrolling for 5 minutes of escape.
Somewhere in that chaotic mess, the kid who felt God without needing proof starts to vanish. Your heart gets heavy with all the responsibilities. Your diary looks like a war zone. Your soul goes quiet. You keep telling yourself later, 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 like it's a promise with an actual due date.
But then, one random Tuesday, it dawns on you, later isn't even in your vocabulary anymore. It just vanished. You got older, you got busy, and instead of building surrender, you built an entire life around comfort and distraction.
Hebrews 3:15 hits differently when you're living it. Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts as you did in the rebellion. We never actually sat down and decided to forget. We just stopped remembering. And that's the most terrifying kind of loss, because it doesn't come with flashing warning lights, does it?
No, it creeps in through repetition. Every tomorrow added another brick. Every time we pushed it off, we trained our brains to live without it, until we couldn't even feel the empty spot anymore. We didn't walk away from God, we simply blended right into the world.
We built a whole new identity out of job titles, relationships, likes, possessions, and sheer survival mode. We let the person we became completely bury the person we were created to be. And the wild bit, most of us don't even realize we've forgotten.
Let's dig a bit deeper into the roots, because it starts much earlier than we'd ever care to admit. Remember those childhood church moments, the goosebumps, the tears, that feeling like something profoundly real was happening? You'd leave fired up, promising yourself you'd never go back to the old ways. Then Monday morning hits, and school, friends, video games, whatever it is, it all rushes back in and dilutes it. You say, "I'll handle it later."
And as you get older, that voice gets louder, and frankly, it sounds a lot smarter. It'll be easier when I'm stable, when the kids are grown, when I retire, when I have more time. But life never subtracts, does it? It only piles on. Then you hit genuinely tough scenarios that test every fiber of your being.
Exactly. Like the chap who finally gets that big promotion and starts thinking, "Look what I did," instead of remembering who actually opened the door for him. Or the mum drowning in nappies, work, and pure chaos, who starts controlling absolutely everything because trusting anyone, even God, feels far too risky.
Then there's the person carrying scars from betrayal, loss, or outright trauma who builds walls of "I'll protect myself" instead of letting anyone, yes, even God, close. Or the one constantly chasing validation through relationships, social media, or status, desperately trying to fill that empty spot with whatever gives a quick hit.
These aren't made-up stories, are they? These are the exact points where self-dependence kicks in hard. Proverbs 3:5-6 tells us not to lean on our own understanding, but we do it anyway, because life has taught us that waiting on God just feels a bit dangerous, frankly. We swap divine direction for our own hustle, and then wonder why everything feels heavier.
And yes, we absolutely must talk about the generational stuff and spiritual patterns, because they are profoundly real. The Bible doesn't hide it. Exodus 34:7 shows how broken patterns can run right through family lines. Addiction, anger, fear, unbelief, all of it. It can feel like invisible chains, making that later pull even stronger. The static is loud, the pull is real, but here's the crucial bit. They are never, ever an excuse.
Quite right. We still own our choices, 100%. Galatians 3:13 and Ezekiel 18:20 make it abundantly clear. In Christ, we're redeemed and free. Knowing about these patterns is so we can take action, not hide behind them. We stay cautious, we break the chains, but we don't blame shift. Delaying only lets those patterns grow stronger until they feel like impenetrable fortresses.
At the very heart of all this forgetting lies the insidious infection of ego and pride. This isn't just thinking you're better than everyone.
Biblically, it's the root of outright rebellion. Proverbs 16:18, pride goes before destruction. James 4:6 says, God flat out opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. It's the pride of life in 1 John 2:16, that voice that screams me, my, I, louder than anything else.
And ego, that's how it shows up every single day. It's the fake version of us we construct so we can feel in control. It's the flesh battling the spirit, Galatians 5:17 style. And here's where it gets truly wild. Science and the Bible line up perfectly because, well, God designed the brain.
Hubristic pride triggers defensiveness like crazy, doesn't it? It narrows your vision. You literally miss parts of reality when you're busy protecting your image. Every decision gets filtered through what's in it for me. It blinds you. It runs the entire show. It makes you shove down that quiet nudge you feel, and then you wonder why everything feels numb.
Emotional suppression is an absolute killer. You feel that conviction and you push it down. I'll deal with it later. Science clearly shows suppression doesn't make it disappear, it just builds pressure. It leads to numbness, higher stress, messed up sleep, anxiety, even heart issues.
Your brain rewires itself. The pathways to real faith get weak, while the self-reliance highways become superhighways. You end up living on the memory of what used to matter instead of actually feeling it. You build so much ego static, you can't hear or feel anything anymore. And pride isn't always loud and cocky. Sometimes it hides in self-pity, perfectionism, or that quiet, confident, I've got this, independence. Every single version hardens you until God's voice feels like a distant, faded memory.
But here's the raw truth, the one that changes everything. He never forgot you. We think we still know God because we remember the idea of Him. But memory isn't a relationship, is it? He didn't move. We did. The entire world is doing the same thing right now. Busy, distracted, waiting for a later that never actually shows up.
Surrender, then, is the move that absolutely breaks the entire cycle. It's not weakness, it's the real power play. Jesus showed it in the garden. Not my will, but yours. It means denying that fake self daily, taking up whatever cross you've got, and letting Christ live through you, instead of the version we built out of fear and sheer hustle.
It looks like laying down every anxiety, every single plan, every wound. It's submitting fully, so the resistance just falls away. It's renewing your mind instead of blindly copying the world's pattern. It's coming back to that first love with honest repentance. From every angle, it works.
Science proves it drops stress, clears your head, rewires your brain towards peace. Biblically, it's the Father running towards the Son who finally turned around. No situation is too far gone, no wound too deep, no pattern too stuck. Grace shows up exactly where the drift got the worst. So if you've been saying later for far too long, this is your moment to recognize it. Come back to that first love. Remember who you are and who He is. That's where it all begins again.
If this episode resonated with you, consider sharing it with a friend.